probably going to overestimate the short-term impact of the result, but will probably underestimate the long-term impact of the result. In terms of short-term, clearly the issue at the moment is extended uncertainty and indeed volatility. Economists talk about how there is an investment strike going on at the moment, and it's that sort of investment that leads to economic growth in the future, from which people will of course give to charity amongst other things. I'd also argue to you that uncertainty is going to continue for quite a bit. There are, I think, some quite plausible commentators, such as David Alan Green, who writes the Financial Times, who are arguing, actually, that the Prime Minister of this country will not send notification that we wish to invoke Article 50. Even Brussels this morning is saying that they don't expect a notification on Article 50 until the autumn of 2017. I think there are some quite plausible arguments that it might not happen. I think that's something worth discussing. On the volatility thing as well, I think my takeaway message for you there is that I think we are closer to the next recession than we were to the last one. On social impact, I'm going to differ from you, Peter, actually. How many people in this room, put your hand up please and be honest, how many people voted Remain? Exactly.
Wow.
Okay. I think a real problem that we have now in the voluntary sector is that we didn't see this coming. It feels like a rerun of the 2015 election result, where everyone I work with was shocked that the Labour government didn't win. Okay? How can that be? We're meant to be representing the communities that actually felt most remotely from government, that felt most disaffected, and that they weren't being listened to. Okay? So I think a question that this sends our way as the sector is, do we actually reflect the communities that we represent and that we work with? Actually, are we that metropolitan London elite that people have just revolted against? So I think a serious implication for us is that this vote, it feels to me like an echo of many of the things that we've been dealing with in the sector over the last year, where people have been saying how angry they are when they read about senior salaries in the sector, actually about the fact that people are paid to work in the voluntary sector. I think this is an echo of some of that, and I think we've got to get much better at listening to what those people are saying and thinking about implications. So are we the elite? Do we understand, indeed, who our users and our donors are and how they think about this? And you've just demonstrated that I'd say 90% of the people in this room said they wanted to vote Remain. So we are not representative of what's just happened. And finally, I just want to talk about social impact in the sense that we are quite clearly now seeing a rise in terms of sort of social tension. I mean, it would absolutely be foolish of us in the sector to sort of blame the media or to suddenly assume that 52% of the population are racist. They're not. But what has happened is that 52% of the population have just given legitimacy to the very, very, very tiny majority of the population who actually are racist and who think that they can use this as an opportunity to sow social discord. So for me, our most important challenge going forward is not EU structural funds, however important they are to our sector. It's actually about showing leadership in communities that goes way and above and beyond our own organisations. So, focus on the long term, not the short term. Second, we're closer to the next recession than the last. And third, we absolutely have a role now in bringing communities together, whichever way you voted.
Thank you, Carl.